Hi. I'm going to just do a quick video on how I set up the gemling for the stat stacker build, skill tree, and gear basically. So let's go into the passive trees first, and you'll see that the most important thing for us is attributes because of the Purification God. So this is the tree. So obviously if you're running a different class, you're going to need to start in a different area, but I'll explain how you can do that. I won't go into the ascendancy and how it works because you're probably running a different class than me. So start off here, going down. Now everything is picking up all these attributes. Now I put everything into strength, and first off we head here because these the main node we want to pick up is this one here, the 25 to strength, and yeah, it also gives you a little bit of armor, which is nice. Could also probably another node to pick up if you like is this one here, which gives you 10 strength, but yeah, anyway. Now down again, and you can see everything is attributes are our main. Now this is a real important cluster to get here. Look at these are all attributes. These two here, the 10% increased attributes, and the Jack of all trades, 2% increased damage. So your lowest attribute, really important. Now here is another feature of this tree, is going to be lots of jewels. Now against the darkness is really good to put here because you see like every one of these little small pips is helping us with our resistances, and like literally that's the only reason I've picked up this here, is to get a little bit of extra resistances, because we want to roll as many resistances as we can in our jewels so our rings can be dedicated to more attributes. Up here. Now this one is important, or these ones here are just to get more attributes as well. Now this one's important. Lightning rod is for giving us a big boost of damage with the hand of wisdom in action. You see another jewel with a resistance on. Feature another jewel resistance on. Another jewel again resistance on. Up here is a really nice set of nodes for. The most important one is this one here, martial artistry, because of that plus 25 to dexterity. These three on the ends are not as necessary. You can put them, those are flex points. I like the critical chance because it allows me to use cold exposure on Ice Bite, which increases cold damage on a critical hit. More attributes, a jewel with resistance. You know how it go. This set of nodes here is a good, nice chunk of attributes, plus 8 to dexterity. This nice juicy plus 25 to dexterity, and this one here is 8% increased dexterity. Yum yum. Right. Up here, yeah, another jewel with resistance. What a surprise. Okay, resonance. You know how good this is. Converts your power charges to frenzy charges, which allows you to use freeze to trigger good old um, charge stuff. Again, just following it up to get more attributes. Now, here's obviously where you can take a bit of a detour down here, just a couple of points, if you wanted to pick up KS inoculation. Dual with resistance. Up here we have some really nice nodes, 8 intelligence and a nice big 25 to intelligence. These 3 nodes down here, mana regeneration, and a nice big 12% increased mana. Does increase our mana cost of skills a bit yet, but that's what we have inspiration for. Now, here, this is this jewel here, controlled metamorphosis with the very large radius. This is a massive spike in power. Just by putting it here, it allows us to get these 3 really. Look at all the points I'd need to spend to get to these 3 points that allows me to get pure power, 2% increased lightning damage per turn intelligence. We're stacking attributes, so that's a massive power. That's the biggest one. But these 2 as well. Increased lightning damage and increased attack speed. This is really nice as well. Drenched. Increased chance to shock and gain percent of lightning damage as extra cold damage. It's really nice. I've put this in here as well. Eldritch Will is not so necessary, but gives 3% increased max life, mana and energy shield, which is nice. Now, almost done here, and wonder what we'll find in here. Another jewel with energy resistance. This node, mind over matter, super important. It's so good. Basically, all damage is taken from mana before life. It gives you like it makes you twice as tanky, basically. And up here, literally the only reason why I went up here is that 5% to all elemental resistances to help me with this extra elemental damage. Doesn't hurt. So that's the skill tree. If you're running Chaos Inoculation in particular, then it's probably a good idea to probably go straight down like that and cut out these nodes, because you won't be needing the strength as much to scale because you won't have any life. But strength is still, keep in mind that strength is still your biggest damage scaler. So yeah, there's also alternative version of the build that you cut out the strength completely and you move into taking these attack speed nodes. Where's the other bunch? These accuracy nodes and falcon dive. You remove these and put them all into these basically attack speed and accuracy nodes. But that's only if you have the Astromentus and all the other gear in order to basically turn your, see my stats at the moment, I'm favouring int over dex, but if you have the Astromentus with all the other gear, you can get the perfect balance between strength and int. and run Tempest Flurry instead of Ice Bite for just massive attack speed. Anyway, onto the gear. Obviously, Pillar of the Caged Gods is going to be your big scaler, so that's what makes the whole build work, and the main thing really is the attack speed from the decks and the attack damage from the strength. So strength is your biggest scaler, but if you can get your decks up really high as well, which is difficult to do without the Instrumentus, is you can run Tempest Flurry and get just insanity with it. Rings, you'll see the main thing to get is 2 good rolls. At least you want 3 ideally. Like my build's not perfect, but the perfects would be having no chaos resistance on that ring and being able to meet all my resistances via duels, and in that case I'd be running strength, intelligence and all attributes. Other than that, the ring's pretty good. Same on the other side. Here we have I don't have a all attributes. I've got a mana regeneration roll, which isn't bad, but again, it's the best one I found with 2 good high rolls of attributes, and it's got the implicit on the corruption of an extra 17 to intelligence, which is nice. Amulet, you'll be doing Instrumentus, but this is more of a defensive amulet with just the 2 big rolls to attributes and the strength implicit. You'll see I've instilled Titanic with the Instrumentus. If you can raise up that dexterity to close to 500, with the ints being close to 500 as well, you would put, instead of Titanic, which increases your strength by 5%, you'd put on what's the baby? No, I've got it on my other amulet. Let me check. I can't remember the name. Blurred Motion, and that gives you, instead of the 5% strength, it gives you 5%, no, 6% dexterity, so that's even higher, and a roll of attack speed as well, which is very nice for this build. Headpiece, there's only one option, Black Sun Crest. It gives you attributes, strength, dex, and int up to 15. I've got a 14, 12, 13 roll, which is not bad by any state of affairs. With the Spirit Corruption, allows me to use an extra Herald skill, basically. With the Monk, you won't need to worry about that because you sort that with your Ascendancy, and you'll be looking for a double socket to get as much of your resistances through the runes as you can. Mariah Invictus. This is the best in slot chess piece. I've got a really good roll. This is my luckiest item I found in this build. Currently it goes for about 27 or 28 divine orbs, so unfortunately I didn't get the 5th socket corruption, is what I really wanted. But the most important thing is, if you look at the 3 rolls that it always has increased armor and energy shield. That's always, but the other ones, increased attributes and elemental resistances, they can be a few different things. You can get increased global defenses, increased spirits, increased mana, increased life, a whole lot of different things. But the two you want are literally attributes and elemental resistances. That's the best one. Obviously, attributes is our biggest damage scaler, and elemental resistances lets you pile all those nice attributes onto your rings. Hand of Wisdom in action, and no need to explain that. Boots. Now, again, two big nice rolls of resistances, attributes, and a nice roll of mana. It's like basically the three things that you always want, and just a little bit of resistance to try and that 7% chaos resistance. I wish that was all attributes instead, but literally the only pair of boots that I found with a good roll of movement speed and decent-ish other stats. The mana, dex, and int are all nice. That chaos resistance is kind of trash. That +9 to erase evasion rating can go fuck itself, and that whatever +5 to energy shield can fucking go fuck itself as well, but whatever. And last but not least, ingenuity. And that's it. Attributes everywhere. With the Astramentus and this setup, your goal is around around 1,000 strength, 500 and 500 dex, and with that you would then swap out Ice Strike for Tempest Flurry, and yeah, your attack speed will be so fast, and like the way Tempest Flurry works, like the faster you attack, the faster you move, because it causes you to dash a little bit. Yeah. One thing, if you're not running it already, I would suggest good old Hand of Chiula. It's the bollocks. It's the dash that it basically dashes towards enemies, and it's like casting shock. Once you dash and you hit, it triggers all these three things at once, which are freezing mark, hypothermia, and heightened curse. It's like a big, massive debuff on them. So, highly recommended. And that's good fun. Lovely for mapping. Anyway, that's it.